Hey Nation, what goes on? It's Jay with IRN. So today I am repainting a Draculaura doll. I'm using, I think, the swimming Draculaura. I don't know, it was one of the affordable ones. She had a little scuffs on her face, so I'm just gonna clean her up and make her look nice. I've never done a Draculaura, like official Draculaura doll on this channel. So anyway, I'm gonna start off by taking some 100% acetone with a like a napkin and clean her off, and then I'm going to take a brush and start pasteling her face with reds and a little bit of reds and browns back and forth, trying to make her look a little more human, I guess, or more vampire. I'm taking some browns and blacks around the eyes, start doing a kind of a smoky eyes, and then I'm taking a little bit of black and doing her lips with pastels. Then I'm taking some acrylic, and I want to take my my 0.0 brush and go around and paint her eyeliner first, because I always go backwards. Making sure there's a nice wing eyeliner, because I feel like she deserves wing eyeliner. Then I'm doing her eyebrows, trying to make sure the arch is in the right spot and everything, and fade it out nicely. I'm getting closer and better at my eyebrows, hopefully. Then I'm taking some white and adding the whites of the eyes. Like I said, I'm doing everything backwards on this one, starting from the lashes to the whites. I then put a little white in the lips to make them have better reflections. I'm then going through with some red and adding the color in her eye. And then I add the blacks of the eyes. And then the whites, the eye shines, the best part, everyone knows that. I then painted the little heart on the side of her cheek. And then I put her little script back on. Really wasn't that crazy of a repaint, but it really was worth it. It really did help. I did pull the hair out of the rubber band. I tried some different styles. I didn't like them, so I kept her hair down. And I got kind of like this, kind of like a more adult version of her. Maybe a slightly mean girl version of her. I don't know. It was fun to do. It was a very easy, simple repaint. This is really it shows you what you can do with just a little paint and a little acetone, and just fix them up a little bit. Because, they deserve a little extra love. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm rambling on. I hope you guys like her. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell if you want to see more of these videos. Hey Nation, what goes on? It's Jay with IRN. So today I realized that I have never actually done an official Frankie Stein repaint on this channel. So what I wanted to do today is just a strictly repaint of her, making her into kind of a mean girl version of Frankie. So I start off with this, I don't know which one it was, just a generic Frankie. Take some acetone on a napkin and clean her face off completely. I will be reusing all the clothes and all that stuff because I don't want to design new clothing for this. Again, just to repaint. So I take some soft pastels and I blush the body with some pinks. Actually a light red, actually. Getting the lips and the brow area. And I'm taking some light green, dark greens, all this stuff to try to really make her pop. Go back and forth. I use a little white for the highlights. Getting into the corner of the eyes. Doing some darker colors for the eyeshadow. Essentially mapping out where I want to paint everything. And really just getting in there and giving some depth. I then take a little bit of a watered down red and go through and start painting on the lips. Then I take a brown color and start doing around the eyes, then a black for the eyelashes. I'm using my 0.020 brush for this. I added some white, and now I'm painting in green on one eye, blue on the other eye, and I'm doing some brown eyebrows, and we're getting along pretty quickly. This is a pretty easy one. I did add her scar again with lighter, thinner lines. Nothing too crazy. I had the blacks in the eyes, and then I'm going through with some metallic silver and hitting all the bolts and the staples, really to make it look more like the real staples. I did hit the irises with some white at some point. Very quick. This was just a very simple repaint. But this is the difference of how much it can look by just doing a simple repaint on her. I like how it turned out. I think she looks more elegant. I redid her hair a little bit. Just kind of a nice, simple, kind of more angsty Mean Girl vibe. Essentially, I wanted to do kind of like movie Mean Girls, but with monsters, because why not, right? Anyway, so this is my new Frankie. Just again, it was for fun. It was simple. I do want to start getting to actually do more Monster High characters, because I feel like, that's what got me into all this. Why not pay some homage to them? If you guys have anything you would like to see me do, or any character you'd like to see me try to customize, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always up for a new challenge, and I would love to hear what you guys think about all this. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to see more. Hey Nation, what goes on? Is Jay with IRN. Today I am taking a old Cleo Denial doll and I am remaking her into kind of a mean girl, party girl type vibe. So I cleaned her face off with acetone and put a little bit of purple on her eyes. I didn't get this on camera, sorry guys. Um, so with some black acrylic paint and my zero brush, I am painting her eyes. I'm painting them smaller because I wanted to kind of give her a meaner girl look, so smaller eyes kind of give that effect. So with black acrylic paint, I do her eyeliner first. Then I go through with some white acrylic paint and paint the whites of her eyes, being very careful not to try to avoid hitting any of the black parts of the eyelashes slash eyeliner. Then I'm going to go through with some green and I paint the green in her eye color. And then I put a little bit of white in there, paint a little purple, go back and forth in her makeup, and then I take some brown and do her eyebrows. This is a very quick repaint, not a lot of craziness. I added some metallic gold to her lips to kind of give her a very Egyptian vibe, hopefully. As far as her eyeliner goes, I did try to give it an Egypt feel with the way I kind of did the ends. I did take some brown acrylic stuff and clean up some of the edges. Anyway, so this is what we have today. We got ourselves a party girl Cleo Denial. It's kind of silly, kind of stupid. I've never really done a Cleo Denial. She's not really my favorite character, but I did want to add her to my updated Mean Girls version because she was kind of one of the classic Mean Girls in that Monster High. So I had to pay homage to that. All right, you guys. I hope you guys like her. Please remember to leave a comment down below what you'd like to see. Please like and subscribe. And as always, remember, today is not like yesterday. Hey Nation, what goes on? It's Jay with IRN. Today I wanted to try something new and start doing a stock box doll video. I am going to essentially get a doll out of my all my boxes I have of extra dolls, and I'm going to make her into something crazy and different. I had no idea what I was doing with this. I just wanted to try doing a stock box doll. I took this idea from Dolliteful. She's one of my favorite doll artists, and I thought it was cool and fun to do because I had all these extra dolls, and I thought, hey, why not? Just play around a little bit. So right now I'm going through my all my tedious amounts of dolls I have, had. Trying to find the perfect fit for something kind of weird. I want to get some inspiration from the actual sculpting this time around. So I finally decided to go with this Draculaura doll and this dress. I didn't want to sew any clothes, so I got some inspiration from this dress. So I started off by taking everything off of this Draculaura and cutting off her hair. I know I definitely wanted to do some hair gluing for this to really change the whole vibe. Other than that, I really didn't have any ideas, so I'm just trimming her hair down here and trying to get as close to the scalp as possible. With 100% acetone and a tissue, I am wiping off her factory paint. This is always very important, and it's the basic parts of the customizing. So I popped her head off, and I took a needle with some wire on it, and I kind of wanted to make her horns, because I thought that'd be kind of fun and different. So I'm taking it for some armature wires in 3 different points in her forehead and temples on both sides to make some pretty strong armature for some horns. I'm taking some paper tape and I'm going around it with paper tape to start the structure for the horns. Then I'm going through with some hot glue and glue over all of it in order to give it some texture and try to keep it all together and make it look a little bit less like paper tape. This is like a cheap doll, so it's just like a fun, easy something thing to do. So right now I'm painting the horns with a cream-ish color, cream white. Then I am blushing the face with some brown. Sorry, I was off camera for this one a little bit. And pinks and everything. Just some basic blushing. I have no understanding of where my camera was focusing, I guess. Sorry, guys. You deserve better than this. You do. Giving the eye a little bit of color, a little bit of shade. What I'm doing now is I'm going through with a metallic white and purple, I believe, and doing her eyeshadow and everything, painting that in. Using my zero brush, which is really important. Now I'm going through and painting her eyebrows, trying to give her a nice arch, using some brown paint. Now I'm painting her lips with a light red, and I'm mixing it with a little bit of purple on it and some pink, trying to give it a nice, gradual color. I don't know where I was going with this. This is just more for fun. I'm taking some white on a brush, and I'm kind of brushing it with my finger, essentially, afterwards to make it all fade properly to highlight her. Then I'm going through and I'm just touching up certain things and just making sure her horns look as nice as possible with some brown and some dry brushing on the brown. Then after that, it's time to move forward and start doing some hair gluing. So I'm taking some yarn and just gluing it to her hair, peeling apart the yarn essentially as I go through it. It was a very loose yarn, so it's not too hard. I am trying to glue it as close to the roots so that you can't see the glue. This is a pretty useful technique if you flip the hair over it after you finish gluing it. I want to give her very long, kind of Maleficent-y vibes on this one. So the horns and the long dark hair, kind of like Maleficent from the movie when she's still like living with the fairies. Well, that's an old reference. Sorry, kids. So yeah, make sure the hair is pulled apart and nice and it's not still tied together tightly. I am going through and braiding a few braids in it just to give it, make it look kind of nice and look different. Not like I just glue some stuff to her hair. I popped the dress on her, and we got ourselves a doll. I am gluing it to her body, so it's a permanent dress, and it doesn't fall off her because it was a little big, but you can't even tell. So it's a permanent dress. She's now permanently formal all the time, going to prom all the time. So this is my new doll. I've decided to name her Lana. If you guys have any stories behind what you think she does, who she is, I assume she's a dragon. Because dragons are cool, and I like dragons, and the dress is very dragony. But yeah, she's Lana. So I hope you guys enjoy this idea for a stock box doll idea kind of vibe. I'm gonna probably try to do a few more of these just for fun, just to let my imagination run wild with me, and not be so uptight with what I do for my customizing. I think that's an important thing to do as artists. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, today's not like yesterday. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more. Hit subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay. Hey, Nation. What goes on? It's Jay with IRN. Today, I am making another stock box doll. So, I wanted to do something a little different. So, I wanted to... The other ones have been kind of more on the feminine side. I want to play around with some gender roles and make maybe a slightly non-binary doll, a slightly more butch doll. So, I took this... I don't remember her name. Oh, sorry, Monster High fans. I forgot her name totally. But I had this outfit, and I wanted to kind of make her a little more of a punk rock, kind of a Pink Halsey-inspired girl. So I cleaned off her face with acetone. 100% acetone on a napkin, like I normally do. So she's nice and clean. Her forearms are a different color, but it's fine. I want to change it with an outfit. So I didn't really want to cut off all the hair because I like the two-tonedness of it all. So I just styled it in a way. I cut the sides very short, and I kind of gave her a... almost like a faux hawk kind of pompadour type vibe, I guess. I don't know the exact terms. I'm not a hair person. So I just cut the hair accordingly to build the shape. So I have this kind of cute updo. So I took some watered down metallic what color? Purple paint, and I filled in her tattoos or her birthmarks, I guess. I then took some purple and greens, and I blushed her face, and I wanted to make one eye kind of like bruised, like she's a fighter or something, so I went with blues and pinks and reds. I then took some red around her lips and added some lip color with the red pastels. I took some black acrylic paint and did her eyebrows and her mascara and the pupils of her eyes. I then painted the whites of her eyes and added the shine. I took some purple and did some outlining, and then some red to do some blood. I did take some red to go through her hair, just kind of fill in some gaps of where the hair wasn't like completely there. I did add a little blood to the side of her lip, like she's a street fighter, like she doesn't care, like she's gonna fight you, she's gonna win. I had some scars and some different things with the purple, and essentially just a fun, quick repaint for a stock box doll. I don't know, I had the kind of concept in my head, but I didn't really know what I was going for with this one. It was just more for fun and just to see if I could do it. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Her name is Roxy, and she's a street fighter. If you guys want to see more dolls like this, let me know in the comments down below. If you let me know what you want to see, I'm here for it. Okay, guys, remember today is not like yesterday. Hey Nation, what goes on? It's Jay with IRN. Today I'm making another stock box doll video. So I'm here with my box of random naked dolls, and I am trying to find something that will inspire me to make a cool stock box doll. So I came up with this one. I do not remember her name. I'm not caught up on the newer dolls. I have this dress I wanted to kind of base it off of. So what I'm doing now is taking off all of her accessories, hair, and all that good stuff. She has a few scuffs on her face. I don't know where they came from. I bought these dolls used. It's just bad paint or something. So what I'm doing is I'm trimming off all of her hair close to the roots, trying to avoid cutting off her ear, because I really do like those cute little ears. I want to make her kind of a cute little, I don't know what I'm doing yet. This is more just, flying by the seat of my pants. So essentially just getting as close to the scalp as possible. Then with 100% acetone, I am cleaning off her face with a tissue and getting all those scuffs off also. They did come off with the acetone, thank God. Anyway, so then for what I do next is I'm taking my soft pastels and I'm blushing her face with some browns and trying to just make her look a little more alive, more human, more real. Essentially just face contouring. I am taking a little red here to give her some blush, and going around the eyes with some yellow and some different shades of yellow, essentially. Just to try to make her look a little more sweet and cute. I wanted to make this one really a cute custom. I've been doing a lot of serious ones lately, so I wanted to go a little fun. So I'm just going back and forth with the pastels, trying to get those to sit in there nicely. I'm getting the, her forehead, all that good stuff. Just to kind of give her a better shape than what came naturally from the factory. So now I'm taking some acrylic paints. I'm painting the whites of her eyes first for some reason. I don't know why I did it this way today, but I did. And then I went through with my zero brush, and I did some brown, metallic brown on her eyes, and now I'm painting the color of her eyes, which is a little bit of a green and a brown back and forth. I didn't like that, so I ended up going with a light blue. I'm painting her mascara and eyeliner on with a black acrylic paint. I'm giving her very big cartoon anime eyes. Put the eyeshadow there, making them look really sweet and glossy and happy. Now I'm giving her some very short eyebrows, I don't really want to cut off her face, plus her wing eyeliner was a lot. So I'm going to give her some light pink lipstick, trying to give her a cute schoolgirl vibe. And then I went over with a light brown and gave her some freckles. And just sporadically poking little freckles everywhere. Then after that, I went through and just highlighted a few things with a light cream tone. And that's pretty much the painting. I did go over the shoes that I had. I wanted to go with match the dress I already had picked out, so I just painted the laces black instead of blue. So now I'm taking some blondish white yarn and just gluing it right to her head. I'm not really going on my way to peel it apart too much because I thought it'd be kind of cool to do dreadlocks. I've never done dreadlocks on a doll, and I've always wanted to. I always thought it'd be kind of a fun concept, so I'm just hot gluing it right to the head. Not the most elegant look, but it was a stock box doll. It was for fun. I don't know, guys. I really gotta get back into rooting, but it's so much work. I'm so lazy. But yes, I'm just gluing these strands to her head, and it's giving me these very thick, very thick blonde, obviously fake dreadlocks. It's supposed to, that's the style she was going for, is the very thick dreadlock look. Avoiding to get around her ears, I'm peeling off all the threads apart so that it's not so chunky and thick when it comes to the dreadlocks. Again, with stock box, it's so weird. You never know what you get. You get something strange and odd. I feel like she's going kind of this weird, kind of I don't know, hippie punk rock vibe. Not even sure what I went with it. It's just, I like her. She's cute. But yeah, so now she has these very thick, kind of curly dreadlocks. So I put the dress on her to see how I liked it. I didn't think it was completely finished yet. She looked too simple. So I took some wire and a needle and I poked it through her ear and started giving her some piercings. And then I didn't stop there. I gave her some nose piercings, same way. Take a needle and put it through some wire and then poke the needle through her head and just essentially give her piercings. It was weird, but it was a lot of fun. And I think this would make this doll slightly different. I gave her an eyebrow ring, all kinds of stuff. Sorry, it's a little hard to see here because it was a very fast process. Anyway, but yeah, she has a septum piercing, an earbrow piercing, and an ear piercing. Anyway, so this is Stella. She's my punk rock kind of sweet punk rock girl. Not really sure why I did this, who she is supposed to be, but she was fine. She's a stock box doll. But I did appreciate the piercings I did. I thought it was kind of fun. It's kind of different. So I hope you guys enjoyed Stella. If you'd like to see more of these stock box dolls, hit the subscribe button and the notification bells. I've been making them pretty frequently now. If you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see me make next, leave a comment down below. And as always, remember, today is not like yesterday. Alright guys, awkward silence. Bye! Hey, I'm Jay with IRN, and I make dolls. A lot of dolls. So today I want to show you how I paint my acrylic eyes. This is actually something that my mom wanted to see me do, so I am making this video for my mom. Hi Mom! So I want to show you guys first kind of the concept by starting off just on paper with a marker. So essentially I'm drawing the eyeliner part of the eye first, and then I'm going for the where the color is going to be, and I'm doing the shine and then the black of the eye. Obviously doing eyeshadows and some eyebrows. So essentially that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you the concept on paper first. The outside of the color is going to be a little bit darker, and then I'm going to take a lighter color on the inside and kind of make it blend in nicely. So that's what I'm going to try to show you in this video. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Detailing all over the place, all that good stuff. But I think this might be helpful. So I'm starting off with a Frankie Stein doll that her face has already been cleaned off with 100% acetone. I'm going to show you two different styles today. I'm going to show you one that's a little more of the basic Monster High style, and then one that's more my style. So I'm taking just a pretty stiff small brush, and I'm going to be taking pastels and doing her eyeshadow first. That way I don't have to go back in later and mess up all the paint. So I'm essentially just taking a brown soft pastel and just getting in there. There's no Mr. Super Clear on here. There's no nothing really. Just this is just hoping it sticks to the vinyl. A little dangerous, but at the end of the day, it works for me. So I'm taking a little bit lighter pastel in the corners and just trying to highlight the inside of the corner. I'm not doing anything too crazy because this is an eye tutorial, not a mess. What's the word? Eyeshadow tutorial. But anyway, so just getting in there with a lighter color to darker color, which is universally a nicer look. Of course, blowing off the excess, just essentially to add some gradation. Okay. I can't say the word. You know what I mean. Anyway, so this is what we have. This is kind of our base for this. I'm taking my Zero brush with some black acrylic paint, and I'm going to be painting the eyeliner on first, and like the rim of the eye essentially. Adding a slight wing eyeliner. Throughout the video, I am going to be touching it up on and off camera, so just bear with me. So right now, I'm just going to follow the normal shape of her eye. This is going to be the Monster High style. Sorry, it's a little bit of a mess, but I do clean it up, don't worry. So just essentially just taking the black acrylic paint and following where the eye naturally was designed to go. You can feel it with the brush. It's pretty obvious when you look closely at the doll where it's supposed to go. So keeping the straight lines is really hard, especially my hands are very shaky. I don't know why. They just, maybe I'm nervous on camera. I don't think I'm nervous on camera. I've never been nervous on camera. I'm rambling. But yeah, for some reason when it gets to these small details, it's very hard to keep those straight lines straight. So just bear with it. Take each little spot nice and gently, and just try to get some smooth lines. Here's the fun part where I normally mess it up. The mascara, not mascara, the wing eyeliner. What am I saying? Am I drunk? I'm sober, I swear. Anyway, so I do clean it up as I go along. So now I'm taking some white acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint the whites of the eyes on first. This just makes it easier so you don't have to go in there and get small details. Of course, I do touch it up later to make sure it's all precise, but this is just kind of a basic structure for the eye. And of course, when I do on the second eye, when I show you how I do my style, this step isn't as big a deal. These eyes are just so huge that it's kind of noticeable. The white's very noticeable. So, but yeah, so just get a few layers on there. Again, I'm using my Zero brush and trying to just keep it as nice and smooth as possible. So, but yeah, this is a very important part because I like to have my whites pristine. I don't want them dirty or mucky, so I like to do this first essentially and then paint over it. This is just, it's a personal choice. You can do it afterwards if you want to, like do it, like go back in small detail it, but I don't like doing it that way. So now I'm going to be doing the outer edge of my eye in a green color and doing a gradient to blue. It's just the color that I had nearby, and I haven't done this color choice together. The white's still a little wet, which I kind of like because then I kind of blend it all a little nicer together. You can do it when it's dry. It's really up to you. So I'm keeping the coloring, the color part of the eye very big. I should probably learn some actual like anatomy words. Ew. But I probably should actually learn. So yeah, I'm trying to make this side very, like I said, Monster High style. So very big and very exaggerated and almost anime-esque. So this makes her look very innocent and sweet. I'm taking some blue in the middle and I'm going to essentially mix it in with the still wet green paint. This way it adds a little bit of gradients. Of course you won't really, this is more just to separate the blue from the white. The green's just kind of there as, instead of a harsh black line, which a lot of people do the harsh black line, which I mean, I do it sometimes too, but this time I didn't. I just wanted to show you guys the basics. So then I'm taking a little more of the green and just going back and forth and mixing it together. It does turn out okay. Right now it looks a little mucky, but yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit and it's coming together to look like an eye. Once we add the blacks of the eyes and the shines, we'll be getting somewhere. So right now I'm going to take my brush and add a little dollop of black, and then slowly go outwards to create the blacks of the eyes. I don't like to end there with a big circle because then you just ruin all the work you did. I just start small and then go in kind of rotating circles until I get a bigger circle. This just for me personally for like safety and so I don't mess it up. And my hands are slightly shaky, so it's a safe way to go. So then I take the same brush, cleaned of course, and I put on the white shines, which really brings the whole thing to life. I added 2 for her this one because the eye's so big, and I wanted to make it look very innocent and sweet. And I always think the more shine you add, the more sweet they look. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brown on my zero brush, and I'm going to paint her eyebrows. Essentially, I'm going to try to put the arch of her eyebrows right about where the end of her iris is, I guess. I don't know if that's a proper term or if that's really what I do. That's the concept, though. And then from there, you kind of put the tail of the eyebrow going at a slightly different angle. Again, she's trying to be innocent and sweet, so I'm trying to make her eyebrows look a little bit nicer and cuter and not so harsh. So my eyebrows aren't the greatest yet. I'm still working on them. I'm still a work in progress, like this doll. Anyway, so that's the first eye. The second eye, which is more my preferred style, kind of going for, this is more of my Mean Girls vibe. So I'm going to use the same colors, same thing with the blush. I'm going a slightly harsher this time with the lines for the mascara and for the eyeshadow. So I'm still taking browns and whites and everything on the same brush I used before. But if you notice, this time it's a little bit of sharper angle, just because I want her to look more mature and a little bit more fierce compared to the other side, which is very cute and sweet. Ooh, I laughed really loud. Sorry, guys. So now I'm taking my zero brush with a light amount of black on it, and I'm going to be circling where I want her eye to be. And I'm not going back for more paint. I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I get a thin, almost unnoticeable line, just enough so you can see it, but not enough so that it like hits you in the face. This is something I want you to just keep it very minimalistic and make it look very clean and nice. The top part, I will be more black on it. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit of a harsher line, like I said. Also, I wanted to show the difference in the styles. So I'm trying to keep the top line as thick black line, like essentially like you would for your actual eyeliner. Doing a slight winged eyeliner, very clean and precise, as much as I can do at the scale. But essentially, this is what the eyeline is going to look for this one. So now I'm going back in with a little bit of white, less on this one. I'm going to try to do it, essentially take the little dollop of white I got on there and spread it out so it is very smooth and very, it goes on nicely and glides on nicely. And it's not going to be like a thick, noticeable slap in the face white, unlike the other side. The other side's very noticeable and very dramatic with the whites. So that's a little bit different. I do prefer this side. I think it looks more realistic. I did have to add a little more because it was looking a little too green. The green was showing through just a slight bit, but I'm still keeping it very light-handed and very little paint on the brush for this. I'm also doing all this. Most people do this with pencils and everything, but I know how to do acrylics. So I'm taking the green and I'm making a small, teeny circle for the color of the green in her eye. This one is, again, this is the more Mean Girls, kind of the more mature, more angsty side of the doll. Taking a little blue and just going to slowly, gradually blend it out, essentially. This one I'm not getting as crazy with the blending or the colors because it's such a small eye that you won't really see it past the blacks of the eyes and the whites of the eyes. Of course, I'm cleaning her up as I go, but, this one is coming together a little bit nicer because, again, it's my preferred style. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. Ooh, awkward. So I'm trying not to get a lot of paint on her. So like I said, I wiped it a little on my hand. I'm doing the black for eye a little bit, a little bit further to the to her nose, so it's almost like she's looking off a little bit, not looking straight on. So I am letting that completely dry until it's done, so it's nice and dry. I don't want to have any of the whites running into the black. I don't want it to be a gray color. I want it to be very precise. So then I'm going through with a little bit of white on the brush, and I'm only putting one eye shine in right now for this eye. I didn't want to put any more on there because it would make her look too innocent, and I didn't want that. I wanted to look kind of sassy. So for this eyebrow, I'm going harsher with the angles. I'm setting up the where the arch is going to be right away. I'm going a little bit thicker, a little bit darker, a little bit more like she does her eyebrows. Like these are not natural. This is like boom, she drew those on kind of thing. I'm trying to get the sharper edge for the arch. And essentially, there we go. That's our eyebrow. I am cleaning up a little with my nails. Don't mind my nails. I was working on things today. So yeah. Anyway, so that's essentially how I did the paint job for this for the two different styles of eyes I do. I hope you guys enjoyed this and had fun watching it. It was a little different, a little weird. Like I said, my mom requested it, so I did it for my mom. I hope you enjoyed it, Mom. Anyway, so if you guys want to see more precise tutorials like this, hit the subscribe and notification bell and write down a comment below if you want to see more like this. Alright guys, remember today is not like yesterday. Okay, awkward silence. Bye!